Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be solving the problem x to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 36. So, obviously, our only variable in this equation is x, so we want to find the value of x. And for our solution, I'm going to first start by rewriting this over here, so we have more space to solve it. X to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 36. Now, my first step into solving this problem is I'm going to take the power of 3 on both sides. And you'll see why I did this in a minute, but I get x to the power of x to the power of 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 36 to the power of 3. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So x to the power of x to the power of 3 to the power of 3, that's going to be equal to x to the power of x to the power of 3 times 3. Now, a to the power of m times n is the same thing as a to the power of n times m, right? So x to the power of x to the power of 3 times 3 is the same thing as x to the power of 3 times x to the power of 3. Now, if this is true, then I can actually put this back into this form because both of these are equal to each other, meaning I can write this as x to the power of 3 to the power of x to the power of 3. So this is also the same thing as a to the power of n to the power of m, meaning a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of n to the power of m. So just remember this property and you're fine. Now from here, 36 is also supposed to be to the power of 3. So now from here, I'm going to rewrite 36 as 6 to the power of 2. So I have x to the power of 3 to the power of x to the power of 3 is equal to 6 to the power of 2 to the power of 3. And remember that a to the power of m to the power of n is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 6 to the power of 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 6 to the power of 2 times 3, which is 6 to the power of 6. Now remember, at the start, how I took the power of 3 on both sides, the reason I did that was because now I have something to the power of something is equal to something to the power of something. So we can just say x to the power of 3 is a, and 6 is b. So if I have something in the form a to the power of a is equal to a to b to the power of b, this means that a equals b. But I'm going to let x to the power of 3 equal to the variable y. So I get y to the power of y is equal to 6 to the power of 6, and I'm just making this, so I'm doing this so it's simpler to understand. But now, this means that y is equal to 6. And now we let x to the power of 3 equal to y, meaning x to the power of 3 is equal to 6. So now we have a simple equation here, and to solve this, I'm going to take the cube root on both sides. So the cube root of x to the power of 3 is x, and the cube root of 6 is just the cube root of 6. We can't simplify this more. So we get that x is equal to the cube root of 6, and this is our final answer to our equation.